Unforgiving Ross-Abian Desert.
Good morning, welcome to Cooley Outdoors. I'm your host, Brandon Scott. With me is Nash.
Good morning.
Today's adventure is going to be in the North Peak Wilderness for the first time on this channel. The ratings and how far we went there. We are doing the Crow Lake Way Trail in North Peak Wilderness. We're between Union Creek to the west, which is the last hike before you get to Chinook Pass and Mount Rainier. And then further east, just east of us, is going to be the Fifes Ridge Trail. And also from here is the Fifes Peak Lookout at the trailhead, which will be right over there, which I'll probably show you here in a little bit. But anyway, the Crow Lake Way Trail is going to take us up, I think it's 2,500 feet. Let me open the book real quick. If we go all, depending on how high we go up, it's about 2,500 feet in 2-ish miles, 4 miles. 4 miles one way up to good viewpoints up at the top of the ridge. And then we'll come back down. In our North Peak Wilderness ratings, it is number 6 in mine and number 15 out of 17 in Nash's, which makes it at a 10.5 overall score and makes it just barely into our top 10 at number 10. The trail goes up 2,500 feet. It's going to be slightly burnt. It's going to be more burnt further down close to the valley, less burnt the higher up we go. It is from the North Peak fire that came through in 2017 or so. Some areas closer to the Cascade Crest because North Peak sits overlooking Crystal Ski Resort. At the very top, it's the center of the wilderness area on the north side of 410. That area burned, and like I said, in 2017. We'll get pretty decent views of the surrounding valley, and if the fog burns off like it's supposed to, we'll probably get some decent views of Mount Rainier too. When we were driving over Chinook Pass, it was fairly foggy. It was
very
like
thick,
40-foot viewage. So give me the damn book, boy. I know he was reading. So 100 hikes in Washington South Cascades. I don't have any other good books for this area. I thought the Mount Adams and Goat Rocks would, but it doesn't cover anything north of Highway 410, which is right there. So number 13, Crow Lake Way to Grassy Saddle, 10 miles. I don't think we're going to go quite to Grassy Saddle, but we might, depending on how we're feeling. 2,700 feet in. That's Fifes Peaks, which we'll see fairly shortly if stay there. No. So yeah, it's just going to be a lot of switchbacks. I think it's like 28 switchbacks.
28,
to get to the top of the ridgeline. Yes, professional bookmarking. And then bring the map on down. So Highway 410 comes in over here from Mount Rainier. Chinook Pass is literally just off the page right there. Come down. There's Union Creek Trail there. We're here parked at the Crow Lake Way Snow Park Trailhead, also known as the Fifes Peaks Viewpoint parking lot. And we're just going to go up. Grassy Saddle is all the way up here. We're probably going to stop somewhere in there and hopefully get decent views of Mount Rainier looking that way. Again, the next trail over is Fifes Ridge, and it's also going to be part of the Pleasant Valley Trail, which I think we have to walk up for a couple hundred feet before the Crow Lake Way Trail breaks off and starts heading uphill. Weather is partly cloudy. It's supposed to burn off and become a nice sunny day in the mid-60s. And I'm sure it'll be a little chillier a couple thousand feet higher up the ridgeline. Let's go get it. So, some possible conflicting information to start our hike. There's Clank, got the trailhead reader board sign, and I can see where the Pleasant Valley Trail crosses the road right there. There's a sign on a stump there. And it looks like there's trail here, and according to my map, there's trail here. But I think on WTA it says you have to walk through the campground, which is right over there, that way, a couple hundred feet, and then turn right and walk on the Pleasant Valley Trail, and then turn left to go up the Crow Lake Way Trail. But I think we're just gonna go up this way, maybe, and find it, hopefully. Maybe not, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. So I think this is the Pleasant Valley Trail, aka a ski trail in the winter time. So continue on this direction, because there's a blue diamond sitting up there. So somewhere in here we'll need to head, because the trail doesn't ever cross Minor Creek, and this is the Minor Creek drainage, M-I-N-E-R, as in gold miner, not M-I-N-O-R, as in small. So the blue diamonds along this trail designates the Pleasant Valley Trail, which in the wintertime is a backcountry ski and snowshoe trail. I think the Pleasant Valley Trail is like a 11-mile or 13-mile loop, and it just kind of goes up along the road, crosses the road in a couple spots, down along the road, and just makes a big NASCAR loop around the highway. So at some point we'll probably come out and do it, and I'll post that right there. But at some point we'll need to be turning right and going up. I think, hold on, said there's a sturdy bridge over this washout. I think that's the Pleasant Valley Trail going that way, and I think I can see, maybe, I don't know. Now this is the portion we've got to figure it out. But this looks like someone made a trail through here. This looks like a fairly obvious trail crossing. Maybe. I don't know, YouTube. It's not, it said it wasn't signed on WTA. You gotta kind of find your way through it. So we're finding our way through it. Oh? That looks like it's coming up from down there. So I think this is the way we need to go. And it won't take very long for us to cross into the Norse Peak Wilderness. It's pretty much right here next to road level. Yep, all right. We're on trail, Vamanos. Snailed it! All right, there, that's how you get onto the Crow Lake Way Trail from the parking lot. It did rain last night, so everything is going to be nice and dewy, which means it's also going to be nice and cool. So yes, this lower mile and a half of the trail is fairly heavily burned in the Norse Peak fire, and then once we get near the top of the ridge, some 2,000 feet above us, it gets less burnt and more forested. I'm not sure we're going to get a Norse Peak Wilderness sign either when we enter the wilderness, but we shall see. Whew! Some of these rose bushes got long thorns on them. Goodness. Not many flowers left at this lower elevation portion, but I'm sure as we get higher and we continue to go back in time, or back in season, we'll find more and more flowers. All right, so I tagged skiing the Pleasant Valley Trail. Next up, well, we've got a good view of it. The high point on the ridge opposite us, so that is American Ridge. Below us in the valley is going to be the American River. There is a trail that goes up along the American Ridge. You can do that. It starts down there. Be another good early season because it melts out to that first section. It's not, most of it's not in a wilderness. That's the William O. Douglas on the other side. But it's a still good early season hike. I read that it hasn't been maintained in a while below Goat Peak. And there's a lot of blowdowns and people only making a couple miles before they go, screw this, I'm sick and tired of jumping over 30 logs. But anyway, one of these two high points in front of us, don't know which one, whichever one's taller I guess, is Goat Peak proper. And there are like 3 or 4 different trails that go up to it. You have Goat Peak itself, which starts on this side down here somewhere. which is the shortest but steepest route. You can do it, but it's a bit of a death march. The slightly easier way, but a little longer way, is to go up the bumping lake road on the backside of American Ridge and go up the Goat Creek Trail. Again, it's a little longer, but also has less elevation change, so it's a much less crazy steep trail, which I think that'll be the one we do at the beginning to start with. I'll post that right there when we go do it. I'll also tag the other one earlier. And then there's the Goose Prairie Trail, but that's further away, and that makes it almost too long for a day hike. And eventually the American Ridge Trail intersects the Pacific Crest Trail near Dewey Lake, but that's a like 21 or 23 miles one way, so that would be a backpack too. Otherwise, I don't think there'll be much else to tag, except for when we get up top and we take our lunch break and our long exposures, which is good because that's 3 trails already. So yeah, like I said, this lower portion is pretty burnt out from the 2017 fire, but now that it's been 7 years, it's greening back up. The roses and the Oregon grape and all the other brush is coming back in, and especially down near the highway, you could see a lot more coniferous trees coming back. I mean, here's a good chunk of them right here. Fifes Peak in the distance. A little froggy, but that's okay. So yeah, it's just an uphill hunt. This is one of the earlier trails to melt out. We probably could have been doing this 3 weeks ago, but that's okay. So eventually we'll end up somewhere over there, I think, at the ridgeline at Grassy Saddle near Fifes Peak. At least so far, this is a very, very well done trail. Yeah, it's steep. Yeah, there's switchbacks, but it's not so steep to where you feel like you're dying. And by the time the lactic acid starts to catch up to you in your knees and your thighs, you make it to the next switchback and you can pause. And it's steep enough to where you actually feel like you're gaining elevation. Like, we've probably come up almost 1,000 feet since the trail. In fact, I can open up iHike and tell you, yeah, we're at 4,100 and the trail is 3,100, so we've already gained 700 feet of elevation. I mean, you can see it. There's bettering and bettering views of American Ridge right there. Fifes Peak still partly in the clouds behind us, but the clouds are supposed to burn off by the end of the day and become mostly sunny. But I mean, and yeah,
distant valley views too.
Yeah. Oh, what's the ridge over there?
No idea.
Not Tanum, not.
I'm sure it's in the book.
Monash Tash. Well, it's one of the desert ridges now.
Oh.
It's got Clement Mountain on it. Crap, there's a 4x4 trail up there. I'll know it as soon as I find it. I'll put it in there down below, but we can drive 4x4s, aka Rex, over there. And again, yeah, this area burned fairly heavily because forest management has been garbage the last 100 years. But that was 7 years ago, and there's a lot of new growth. You got a lot of understory bushes. This isn't ocean spray. I'll tell you what this is later when I figure it out. But we've seen a lot of good shrubbery.
A lot of baby Dougies.
Yeah, lots of baby trees. Again, I stopped in one spot where there's a lot of shrub cover and not tree cover, but there is a ton of new growth. And I mean, all the roses and stuff indicates that it still gets a fair bit of moisture too. So give it another, so there's trees there. Give it another 15 years and this trail will probably be fairly well shaded and you'll have a grand old time. And I even think this might be a larch. Not sure though. I'm not very good at identifying small trees. Again, we went to school for rocks, not plants. I'm trying to get better at my botany, but I can't guarantee nothing. So yeah, this is a very pleasant trail. When we get to the top, there may not be the most expansive views. We may not get a view of the big volcano, but I mean, sometimes you hike a trail for the trail itself, and this is very much one of them. We're definitely getting our workout in, and the trail itself is very pleasant and enjoyable. Now, of course, it's that much more enjoyable because it's cloudy and 55 out. If it was a hot, sunny 70-degree day, you probably would have wanted to start this right at sunrise, because otherwise you will baste. But on a day like today, it's pretty dang good. And we're putting down not bad time either. We're gonna be just over 30-minute miles for the grade of the trail. That's not bad. We are sweating our butts off, but we're enjoying ourselves. All right, so we're at more like 2 miles instead of a mile, and I think this is going to be our knoll and our overlook. I just wanted to stop and point out all the pen stemming and all the fireweed showing up and all the small trees. I keep thinking I hear people behind us. Under snow mole tunnel for the winter. Now we're gonna go see if we can get a pretty view and take a couple-minute pause and have a swig of water and maybe a granola bar. Oh yeah there, bud. I smell poopy. Oh yeah. This is where you'd get views of the mountain if the clouds were gone.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go stand out here real quick. Oh yeah. Oh, this'll work. Even with the clouds, this'll work.
Okay, forget the rest of the hike. We're having lunch here.
Negatory Ghost Rider. But definitely gonna have a long exposure here on the way back down. Oh yeah. Yeah. So up that direction is towards Mount Rainier. I wonder if I have service. I wonder if I can pick service. Oh no, I've been looking for service. I got 1 bar. Nope. LTE. Ooh. Spicy. Service. Turn that off so you don't have to listen to that. Let's see if I can get Peak Finder to load and tell me what things I am looking at. So there's the gorgeous American River down there. A little breezy.
Yep, quite a bit wind breaker.
Oh yeah, that is the corner of Natchez Peak over there. And no, we would not be able to see Mount Rainier from here, but that's okay.
Be over there.
Yeah. Alright, so if I rotate this direction, it'll tell me which one of these is actually Goat Peak. Come on. Hey! There, that one. Yeah. It is that first hump that's now in clouds. Cool. Cool. So yeah, we'll be having a snack here on the way back down, methinks. Hello, little hoverfly. Oh, you're so cute. Now go land on the camera, please. He's on the face of the GoPro, but he's not in the camera. The hoverfly.
Oh.
You ready to continue to Grassy Knoll or
No.
Grassy Saddle?
No.
Have a water break and continue?
No.
Well, too bad. Boop. So, according to the map, we are just about...
A lot warmer on this.
Oh my goodness, yeah, it's kind of warm and muggy now. But according to the map, of the trail profile, we're pretty much done with the switchbacks, and we're just going to be walking up the spine of this ridge line to the crest at Fifes Peak. And I think Grassy Saddle is beyond the top of Fifes Peak. Oh, it is misting on us good now. Gross. Don't know what this flower is. I'll take a picture of it even though it's all done and try to tell you what it is later. Oh, come on, focus on the flower. There we go, kind of. I don't know, maybe. Maybe when we get higher up some more, there'll be some further in bloom, but these are all done. There is a ton of them. That was me rolling my ankle and yeeting a rock. So yeah, now we're gonna walk along this ridge line with hopefully at least semi-wide open views. Yeah, it's working on it. You just got to give the sun some time. It was cold and rainy yesterday. The clouds are thick. This is what all the hoofing and poofing is for. Walking along the ridge, 2,000 foot drop down to the valley below. Getting more and more alpine with each step. Views increasing. Adrenaline levels waning.
I think that's like we'll be able to see Rainier.
Yeah. Probably is looking straight back towards it. Oh, that breeze. That's cold. Yeah, somewhere over there. Uh-oh, downhill. Means we got to come back uphill. Oh yeah, pretty dear bud.
Big slope back there.
Mm-hmm. Back into the trees we go for a wee bit. Yeah, I believe they're western white pine, methinks. Could be totally wrong, but this is a much nicer rate of gain. Yeah, after that viewpoint, we shortly got onto the spine of this ridge, and it's just been glorious. I mean, you pop out with views like that on one side, and Fifes Peak on the other side, and down the middle you get subalpine forest views. It's pretty damn good. It works out. When we started today, wasn't sure about how enjoyable this trail is going to be. I'm happy to say I've been proven wrong. Oh, now we're getting into the nuked zone. Here's where the fire jumped the ridgeline. Yeah. Yeah, it is going to take a couple centuries to work through. Oh well. Maybe. Oh. I better get a picture of him so I can identify him before he fries away. Rotate phone. No, 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 no. Stop it. Stop it. Quit it. Let me get a decently good picture of you. Thank you. No, I didn't step on him, YouTube. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, YouTube. I couldn't hold it any longer. All this currant growing up here now, too. Or elderberry, actually. De Frauwe. Yeah? Oh, yeah. Sunshine coming out. Oh, yeah. How about this for a money shot? Oh, yeah. I really hope somebody's getting a short of me walking through this dead forest somewhat. Cough, cough, hint, hint. I know, it's that damn multitasking thing again. Somebody was there. Huh. The trail is almost disappearing into the undergrowth. You're going in front so I can get a video clip.
Okay.
Somebody's gonna sleep good. Somebody's gonna sleep good on the car ride home. Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that got absolutely nuked.
Part of the trail so far.
Yeah, no, this is great. I don't think we're gonna get amazing views from Grassy Saddle, like overall views. The views will be better back there where we're gonna have our other stopping point and long exposure, but it'll still be cool to be up here. Alright, I'm gonna take a picture of you right here too. Ah, missed. Oh yeah. Hey, hold up, I gotta get it on Snapchat for the gloat factor.
Chap snap?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. All right, now we can continue. Damn.
Just hear that wind howling in there?
Uh-huh.
Now when the gust stops, it gets really warm.
Please don't. Are you gonna picture that one specifically? Yep. Huh? Oh, sunshine's warm.
Yeah, it's warm.
It's the problem with being on the east side mountains is the sunshine is very freaking warm. Alright, so technically I'm gonna go look over here. Oh god, that wind's cold. Holy scheisse. So, ooh, that's a gross drop off. So technically, Grassy Saddle is another half mile or so that direction. I think it's over there. But you gotta go down and back up and through. But I don't think we're going that far. Nash is done. And the views are gonna get worse instead of better. Even from this spot, we ain't gonna get a ton of viewage. I was hoping we would, but I'll probably go set the GoPro up on this point over here.
Set it up and hope the clouds break up a little bit.
Maybe. Cause Fifes Peak is gone already. Lots of flocks. I don't know, I might just set it up back here a little ways on this top point up here. Somewhere in here. Yeah. You can see the trail, you can see some of the peaks through the clouds and through the trees. And we'll sit somewhere in here. And I'll post that video right there. But I think this is where we're stopping. We're at 4.1 miles, 2.5 hours, and 2,400 feet of elevation gain. So we're gonna call this quits because, well, sun's coming out eventually. It's trying to. We keep getting sprinkled on. So we're gonna head back down to one of those ridgeline viewpoints where we can look up the valley towards Chinook Pass. If you continue going up this trail, you would eventually get to actual Grassy Saddle itself, and then you'd get to what is it called? Sheep Herder Lake, and then eventually at Crow Creek Lake itself, you'd get to a junction with trail number 951 that comes down from Raven's Roost. I don't know what the trail name is. Obviously, I'll put it down below. If we ever go do that and go to Crow Lake, I'll post that right there. I also took a long exposure of one of these clumps of phlox we were napping next to. Obviously, I will post that right there. There's one last good look of the phlox in our napping spot, and now we will go back the mile or so back down the ridgeline towards this good viewpoint we were found, and take a really good long exposure, hopefully. That one I'll probably turn into a time lapse too. Pretty flowers, pretty flowers, pretty flowers everywhere. Wee. While Nash empties his boots out, I will incline you to enjoy this gorgeous view looking westward towards the crest of the Cascades in Chinook Pass, with a big old fat cloud coming down towards us. So this is where we hung out. Took this long exposure. Also got a video of this specific larkspur right here. That one, ooh, pretty, pretty. And now, as soon as he's done fixing his shoe, we will head back down to Clank and then probably go pull into Lodgepole Campground, see if we can't snag ourselves a campsite by the river and hang out by the river. And I'm probably going to do some fly fishing because I can.
Fishing for flies.
And because I need to be better at that. No, I can't go fly fishing 3,000 feet up the side of a mountain, but in a gorgeous river valley down there, I totally can. And we've got nothing better to do, and it's almost 3 o'clock. It'll probably take us till about 4:30 to get down to Clank, and I really don't feel like driving over Chinook Pass and all that Sunday traffic just yet.
Nope.
So we will make some more time by hanging out by the river and going for some fish on. So get along, little doggy. Go button. Go button. picture of you. Looking all majestic and shit. Alright, and I started my little hike tracker on my watch so I can tell you exactly how far and how fast we go down the trail. Because honestly, that's probably the spot where you want to stop, unless you're going to keep going up to actual Grassy Saddle and to one of the lakes further beyond. If you want to walk through that burnt out forest, it's pretty cool, but that should honestly be your stopping point. So somewhere around there, I'll put a caption in on how long the distance is from here back down to the trailhead, so you know. But yeah, we're gonna just cruise along for a little bit, and eventually I'll run the outro further down. Of course, there's a goddamn plane going over. Brr. Yeah, what the hell? It's not like we've had the whole mountain to ourselves all day, or anything of that sort. You know what? I think I'm going to run the outro now, and if I want to turn the camera on for later while we're walking, descending through some of the more burnt out forests, I will. So, thank you for joining us on this Cooley Outdoors adventure, where I have been your host. Sunshine. There we go. I have been your host, Brandon Scott. With me has been Nash, where we did the Crow Lake Way Trail in the Norse Peak Wilderness east of Chinook Pass. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. Either way, please leave a comment down below what you did or did not like about the video so I can improve for next time. If you do like our content overall, please give a subscribe to the channel and share our video to your friends. Let's see here. Ratings. Accessibility. It took me less than 2 hours to drive from my house to the trailhead, all on paved highway. So at least when Chinook Pass is open, because they do close it in the winter due to avalanches, but when Chinook Pass is open, this is easy peasy access from Seattle. I'm going to give it 4 stars. Difficulty. We did go up 2,500 feet in just under 4 miles, but the trail itself wasn't painful at any point. It was steep, it was difficult, we sweated our butts off, but I would not say it was a painful grind at any point in time. Yes, it being 60 degrees and mostly cloudy out helped our disposition, but I don't think we would have died. I mean, if it would have been a hot sunny day, we would have started 2 hours sooner, right at sunrise. So I'm going to give it I think I'll still give it a 4 for difficulty. Hey? 3.5? 3.5 for us. We're in fairly good shape. Enjoyment. Well, we had a whole mountainside to ourselves. We saw plenty of wildflowers. Now that the clouds are breaking up, we're getting some fairly good views around us. And we got to walk through semi-burnt out forest, walk along a nice ridgeline with plenty of views in good forest, and we got to walk through some recovering nuked out forest. We got some pretty good variety. All that was missing was some sort of water, but you can't get that on every hike. I'm gonna get a picture of Goat Peak. So that is Goat Peak. Eventually I will get up there. Oh yeah, that is a good picture of Goat Peak. Yeah, baby. Eventually we'll go up there. I already tagged it earlier in the video, so I'm not gonna tag it again. But yeah, I'd give today a solid 3.5 for enjoyment. I wish he was standing there. Dang it. Ooh, there's a good view of the American River down there. Like, look at that river. That looks pretty dang perfect for fishing to me. That looks pretty dang good. I am trying to Snapchat while walking. It's not, I do not advise. Anywho, yeah, 3.5 stars for the hike. I do recommend it. And it's not going to be for everyone because this is a hard hike. It is calculated as hard.
difficulty everywhere. I'm just trying to catch up to Nash a little bit. Yee-haw! Ah! Ooh. Woo! Hardcore parkour. Aye! Aye! Thigh breaks! Ah! Well, I wish you were in shot back there. That would have been a good title bit, but oh well. Anywho, yeah. I think we had a pretty good time. Now, all that's left to do is descend back to Clank and go over to the campground and maybe go some fishing, or at least hang out by the river for a little bit to complete our day. Maybe I'll turn this back on when we get a little lower into the forest and we start walking through that semi-burnt out stuff here in a bit. If not. Until then, see you next time. Thanks for hanging out with us. Ciao. If you're still watching this video, YouTube, it's just going to be us looking at Fifes Peak on our way down. Nothing else. But I mean, it is still pretty good to look at, so enjoy. I have no shame about making this video longer with views like that. Oh, that was a rock giving loose underneath my left foot, trying to take me over the edge. Oh, well, that skipping really put a number on my abs. Oh, goodness gracious. That's right, that just means more calories burnt, right? Ooh, here we go. I can get you walking past. Sick. Oh God, that takes a lot out of you. We're just tired at the end of the day. One last good spot for Fifes Ridge. Walking through the underbrush. Oh yeah. Nash is way ahead of me because I stopped, took some pictures, and then started recording, so he's gonna be a ways ahead of me. But yeah, I think this is gonna be, there he is right there. Oh. But yeah, if you're still watching, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content, as always, because I thoroughly enjoy going on these adventures. I'd be doing it even without the GoPro in my hands. Going out and seeing stuff like this is pleasantly surprising. I thought this trail was going to be either burnt out or still heavily forested and not much in the way of viewage, but no, this is quite pretty. I mean, yes, the fire came through and wiped the forest, but it needs to happen anyway, so there's that. And then all the vigorous regrowth. Oh, that rose bush hurt. Underneath shows a nice healthy forest. The trail itself is still in beautiful condition, and the character of it is amazing. And eventually, once you get on top of the ridgeline, you get really amazing views. Even with it being a mostly cloudy day for most of the day, we still got good views. So yeah, this was a very pleasant surprise, more than I was expecting. that is all. I think that's going to be the last good bit of Fifes Ridge. No idea if I'm got it on it or not. But yeah, have a good one.